Good morning, guys. Welcome back. Today we are finally going to be installing the head bolts, hopefully get the tappet cover put on, and then hopefully fix the vacuum pump and advance the timing a little bit. I've been extremely busy. That's why we haven't had a video in a while. I do have another one, me hauling a few things I may put up. I'm not really sure though, but we'll see. But anyways, here's the tappet cover that we're going to be installing. It's from Instaspool or Savage Fab. It's Instaspool Instagram page, I believe. It has two ports for breathers. And here's my head bolts. These are from Mighty Diesel. They are not studs. They are Allen head bolts, and they're good for at least 75 pounds of boost, depending if your head's flat or not, which this head's never been off. So it should still be flat, but you know, if we have an issue, we have an issue, and we'll just fix it from there. Alright, we got the valve covers off. We've got my intake off, my intermediate pipe, all the intercooler pipes. Now we got to work on getting the injection lines off. But as you can see here, I should have plenty of room to still get the head bolts out. We'll see. Hopefully I do. I don't want to cut no holes in the cowl up there. But one reason I really like my intake, my twin ram runner here thing, if you want to call it that, is I can do all this and leave it on. Just take my injection lines off and I have full access to all of the head bolts. So it makes it really, really nice. I wish I had more time today. I'd go ahead and paint everything. But I don't have that much time. I got to get some shit done. But here's the HX35. There's the HX50-5 down there. This oil drain here, AN line, has an oil leak I need to fix. It's been leaking since I got it finished, but hasn't been bad, so I never want to take everything off to fix it. So today, since I got everything off, I'm going to go ahead and fix it. I went cheap with some eBay AN fittings, and they're not very good. I've replaced a few of them now so far. So anyways, we're gonna get the rest of the injection lines off here so I can go ahead and start removing some head bolts. Alright, here's all the new bolts set out. There's one extra of each size just in case I stretch one. But here's the small ones that go on the manifold. These are the ones that go between the valve covers and so on. And here's the long ones that go through the rockers. They're the rocker pedestals. They all come with washers of different sizes depending on where they go. And I'm going to soak these in 1540 oil instead of using like ARP lube or something like that. I've done that numerous times and it's never been a problem. So the way we're going to install it, we're going to go by do it the way you would do any normal head stud. Start in the center and then work your way around in a circle like this until you're done. And remove one factory head bolt. Put this one in, torque to 90 pounds, and then torque, and then 90 degrees. That is what is required for these. And then once we get all the head bolts done, we're going to work on removing the P-pump, hopefully if I have time, and doing the tappet cover and the vacuum pump reseal. So we'll get to it and see how it goes. Well guys, on my third bolt, putting it in, I broke my adapter to my Allen head here, so got the welder out and made one. That hopefully won't break this time because I can't go to town and get another one because my truck's not good to go. So we'll see what happens. Here's my dog Andy. Couldn't tell it, but he's half golden doodle. His mom's a golden doodle. We're not quite sure who his daddy is, but gotta be a dog that looks like that. Anyway, he's a good dog though. Alright, let's get back to it and see if this makeshift tool works. Alright guys, little tech tip here. I'm on my last few studs, and unfortunately my last stud back there, the one that's on the rocker, couldn't get the stud out. So, little tech tip, just remove the whole rocker, and when you come up with it, do like that right there, and the stud will come out. And you do the same thing when you put the new one back in. Just when you put it all back together, make sure that the push rods themselves are seated in the lifters or the tappets, and then make sure right here the rocker is seated in the push rod. If not, you're going to have a bad day whenever you go to turn the sucker over. You're going to have some bent push rods. But yeah, that's just one little quick tip here. So I've been at it for about an hour, and I've got 1, 2, 4 more studs left, and then I'm done. Then we need to run an overhead valve adjustment. I'm going to set mine at 8 and 18. I've done that for years, and I've had good luck with it. But anyways, yeah, we're going to get this finished up and then go on to something else. We have the head studs done. Now we're going to move on to doing a valve adjustment. Like I said, we're going to go to 8 and 18. What you have to do is find top dead center on number 1. So you make sure both intake and exhaust are loose. Then, once you adjust intake exhaust on number 1, you're going to go intake on number 2, exhaust on 3, intake 4, exhaust on 5. Then, rotate the motor over to top dead center number 6. Then you're going to adjust intake exhaust on cylinder 6, intake on 5, exhaust on 4, intake on 3, exhaust on 2. Then you're done. I know it sounds kind of confusing, but just what you need to do is just write it down, and then don't forget what you've done. Start here, work your way that way, and then work your way back this way. Like I said, I'm going to do 8 and 18. That's just what I like doing. The factory adjustment is 10 and 20, 10 intake, 20 exhaust, but I like 8 and 18, so that's what we're going to do. Yeah, so we're going to get this knocked out and then move on from there. Alright guys, here we are going back together. I didn't end up adjusting the timing. I didn't have enough time. I've got to get everything wrapped up. Got a hot date with the wife. No kids this weekend, so I'll make the best of it. But I did get the oil leak fixed. Ended up just taking the drain off, and then what happened is one of those AN fittings that's up in there. Just really hard to get to, so I guess I never tightened it that well. And that's why I was leaking. It wasn't tight, so that explains that. But we're going to go ahead and start it up here, or try to start it up, and see how good we did. The one nice thing about having an electric lift pump on these P-pumps is it cuts the starting time by 75%, has to be. You just let that lift pump prime up, and then about 30 seconds worth of cranking, it'll fire right up. No needing to pump the daggum mechanical lift pump for an hour. Anyways, let's see what we can get done. All right, she's up and running. Everything sounds good. Good. All good. No leaks. Got that oil leak fixed on the turbo too, thank goodness. That one was driving me crazy. Alright, so maybe next week we'll get a hold to the tappet cover and get to adjust the timing. Maybe I'll have some more time next week. Alright guys, here I am back at the house after my date with my wife, and had a little issue that I had to take care of. On the number 4 cylinder, the exhaust rocker had apparently come loose. I didn't get it tight enough, and that valve quit opening. Thankfully I was able to get it taken care of. I got home right at about the time I started doing it, so got home and got it taken care of. But yeah, it was not opening at all, and it lost all power. It's pretty crazy how that happens. But we are in the driveway late at night here, freezing my ass off, but gotta get it taken care of. Anyways, this will probably end out the video, and if there's any questions y'all had and you want to ask me about it, please feel free. And hopefully on the next video we'll get into taking the injection pump off and doing the tappet cover, making the breather lines and all that good stuff. But can't see it, but the Mega Cab is back today, and we're going to be putting turbo blankets on both chargers and some heat shielding products. Got some big lava blankets there. Gonna be going on there to take care of his melting wire problem under the hood. So anyways, that's what's going to happen. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.